All right, good evening, everyone. If I could have everybody's attention, please. If anybody wants to come down and fill in, please feel free to come and fill in the front seats. There's plenty of room up here. We would love to have you join us in the front. I know most people like to sit in the back, but we love to have people up front here and enjoying the lecture tonight. Good evening. My name is Jeremy Mikulazek. I'm the Sybil Harrington Director and CEO of Phoenix Art Museum, and I am absolutely thrilled and privileged to have you here this evening for the 2024 Arizona Artist Awards exhibitions. And yes, please come down. Please come down. So it's nice to see people fill in over here. So again, I want to thank you for coming to the 2024 Arizona Artist Awards exhibition. This is really, I would say, one of our favorite exhibitions and favorite events to have here and host here at Phoenix Art Museum. And really, truly, this always outshines and represents the best of our community. And to have and acknowledge and award and really support Arizona artists is at the heart of this institution. And we want to continue that and continue to grow those efforts as we continue forward. Tonight, we are thrilled to welcome three artists, all, of course, the Arizona Artist Award winners. And I want to start with Safwat Saleem, our 2024 Scult Family Artist Award recipient. So welcome, Safwat. And I want to welcome Elizabeth Pineda and Omar Soto, recipients of our 2024 Sally and Richard Lehman Emerging Artist Award. So welcome. The good thing is you shouldn't be nervous tonight. It sounds like you got a lot of fan clubs out there, so I think you're good. You're good tonight. We are so honored to have these artists with us today, in that each of your practice builds such a dynamic body of work rooted in your personal stories and your exploration of identity and, most importantly, community. And on behalf of the entire museum, the board, and the staff, I want to offer our heartfelt congratulations to each of you on those fantastic exhibitions, and what a feat to see it in that particular space for the first time in the museum's history, and of course, which will be ongoing going forward. So thank you for inaugurating the Cat's Wing and the second floor in the Mark Cavanis Gallery and the Brown Gallery, and to see such dynamic and incredible bodies of work. So thank you for that. So let's give them a To give a little history of this particular program, Phoenix Art Museum has supported Arizona artists through their annual award program since 1986. And over that nearly 40-year period, we've awarded almost $500,000 to over 200 Arizona-based artists. None of this, including these exhibitions today, would be possible without the outstanding generosity of this community and, of course, the donors who, like the museum, are committed to supporting the practices of Arizona-based artists. I want to give a special thanks to Arlene and Morton Scult and the Scult family, who provide the annual support for the Scult Family Artist Award, which is a mid-career recognition opportunity. Let's give, I think Mort's around here, let's give him a round of applause and thank him. I also want to recognize the incredible generosity of Sally and Richard Lehman, and I think Representative Greg was here this evening to see the exhibition, so thank you to the Lehman family for their annual support of the Lehman Emerging Artist Awards. This program has grown quite a bit in the last 3 years, thanks to a lot of very special people, and some that I will announce a little later today. But I want to offer my hearty congratulations to Mike and Lee Kahn and the Kahn Fund for Arts and Culture at the Arizona Community Foundation, who are truly a founding effort and support system for really amplifying this particular program and really investing in Arizona artists. I also want to recognize the Rob Walton, Jordan Rose, and the Rose Law Group Fund for Contemporary Art, which is a recent fund here to really support contemporary projects, including the exhibition today. And last but certainly not least, the O'Patrony Family Foundation and Joan Kremen, who helped fund the Excellence in Exhibitions program here at the museum so that our exhibitions, including those today, are being supported and are world-class in bringing them here to Phoenix. So let's give them all a round of applause. It would be remiss not to also thank and really recognize those community partners. We've had a great partnership with ArtLink for many years, really helping support the access to this particular program and its reach, specifically with the Emerging Artist Program. I also want to thank the press here this evening, again, sharing the word and the images of this great community. It's really critical and important, and we need arts writing and arts access more than ever, and so thank you for the efforts that you do. And of course, I don't want to underestimate all of you for being here this evening. You are all the best ambassadors of this institution, but also all of the Arizona artists and all the great things that happen in this community. So let's give yourselves a round of applause. So before I pass it over to and introduce our next guest this evening, I do want to recognize those past Arizona awardees here this evening. If you could just stand and raise your hand, let's give them all a round of applause for our past award recipients. I know we've got a few in the evening. And along with so many people, again, thank you for all your support this evening. I really want to recognize the dedicated team here at Phoenix Art Museum. I want to offer my heartfelt thanks and gratitude, of course, to Christian Ramirez, our Kahn Assistant Curator of Contemporary Art and Director of Engagement, who has just done a phenomenal job with this program. We were so fortunate to bring her back to Phoenix after a little stint away and to really connect this museum and find ways that we're continuing to support and impact, of course, Arizona artists and to grow this program to make it one of the best programs in the country supporting artists throughout Arizona. So thank you, Christian. And last but certainly not least, I also want to recognize the additional staff of this museum who are sort of the unsung heroes, if you will, of this place, of the museum. They are the ones who install the exhibitions, do all the design, do all the interpretation, and I want to recognize the registration, the prep team, the interpretation team, the marketing team, everyone here again for all your tireless efforts. And again, amazing to see the transformation of these exhibitions go from empty galleries to what they are today. So let's also give them a round of applause and gratitude. Again, I want to thank you all for all your support of this institution, your support of the Arizona Artist Program and Awards Program, and really, truly for just being incredible ambassadors for this community, for the artist community, and representing the best of who we are. So without further ado, it is my esteemed pleasure and honor to turn this over to the evening program, the program to Christian Ramirez, who will share short bios on each of our artists celebrated today, including our speaker, the 2024 Scult Family Artist Award recipient, Safwat Saleem. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Hi, guys. I'm Christian Ramirez. I am the Kahn Assistant Curator of Contemporary Art and Director of Engagement. My title has changed recently, so it's even longer, so I still have to remember how to say it every single time. But I'm so excited to have you all here tonight and be able to celebrate the Arizona Artist Awards exhibitions and the recipients of the 2024 Scult Family Artist Award and the Sally and Richard Lehman Emerging Artist Awards. This is such a special program, and I really am honored to be able to steward this process. So thank you all to the generous donors that Jeremy had mentioned. Without their efforts, we really wouldn't be able to develop the program in the way that we have over the last 2 years. So it is my pleasure to be able to introduce this year's cohort of Artist Award winners. So first, I would like to welcome and congratulate the 2024 Scult Family Artist Award recipient, Safwat Saleem. Safwat is a multidisciplinary artist working to give visibility to immigrant narratives with a focus on cultural loss through assimilation. As an immigrant father raising children in the American Southwest, he explores themes of preservation, the longing to belong, resistance, and the quiet joys of parenthood. His practice ranges from graphic design, illustration, writing, video, and sound, with humor, especially satire, playing a key role in his work, helping him make sense of the tensions within identity and belonging. Safwat, please stand so we can recognize you for your work. Our 2024 Layman Emerging Artist Award recipients are Elizabeth Zipanida and Omar Soto. Originally from Mexico City, Elizabeth is a photographic artist. Her work explores complicated issues regarding migration, identity, and displacement. Her practice is rooted in handmaking as an expression of her deep ties to the subject matter. She uses historic and untraditional photographic printmaking, papermaking, and book art processes. Omar is a documented Phoenix-based photographer who creates celebratory imagery that explores queer joy and escapism. In their series, Mediums of Hope, Omar creates elaborate staged photographs that recreate iconic art historical images. Instead of relying on digital editing software to bring these fantastical scenes to life, Omar works with a whole team of makeup artists, costume designers, models, set designers, and stylists to produce practical effects for their photographs. Elizabeth and Omar, please stand so that we can recognize you for your work. Please be sure to visit their exhibitions upstairs in the second floor of the Cat's Wing if you haven't already. They all work in different mediums and from different perspectives, but the 2024 award recipients, they really explore common themes together of migration, belonging, and the journey towards the American dream. Safwat using humor and satire, Elizabeth remembering those who did not complete their journey through the borderlands. Woo! Dang, that got me. And Omar expresses the joy in finding community. And I'm so proud of you. Sorry. Thank you all, the three of you, for trusting me to be your collaborator. And I'm so sorry. I'm just so proud. So thank you so much. I'm not meant to be a public speaker. So with that, thank you, and please help me in welcoming the 2024 Scult Family Artist Award winner, Safwat Saleem, who will share more about his practice, the process, and the Unrequited Love Institute.
I'm not meant to be a public speaker either. Yeah. Hi. I want to begin in the year of 2016. And now, so this was a long time ago. It was a completely different world back then, and I don't remember anything from that time at all. And so last night I was on the computer looking up, what was 2016 like? And I was shocked by what I found. And I want to tell you my findings, okay? Imagine a world where this man is president. You've heard of him? I don't remember this. Wikipedia says his name was Obama. Okay? And Stranger Things was the most popular show on Netflix that year. And this is what they looked like in that year, 2016. And now they're all in their mid-40s. Like, guys. And the world did not look like this at the time. This is a live feed from outside the museum. Like, this is what we're seeing, you know? And also, most importantly, for me in 2016, like, big things were in the works, okay? I was about to become a parent, and I was about to become an American citizen. Oh, thank you. I'm done, thank you. And I was about to give a TED Talk. You know, it was one of those things where you get that Britney Spears microphone, you know, and you get to say, and so you get to stand on that stage where, like, I don't know, people like Bill Gates, Al Gore, Elon Musk, and so many rich white men have been on. And I got a chance to be on that stage. And now something that you should know about me is that I'm terribly scared of public speaking. I'm scared right now. And I wanted to give this talk because I was going to talk about, I'm going to scroll my notes down so that I can see what else is in my notes. Okay. We'll just do it live. Okay. And I wanted to give a talk because I was going to talk about how I used to stutter as a kid. But how I had conquered my fears, and this was going to talk and so this was going to be a talk about how I found my voice, and I lived happily ever after. Now, this talk was a huge deal to me. It was a huge deal to me. I would rehearse it every day for like a month, like multiple times a day. All this to say that I worked really hard on the talk. And then came the big day when I stood on that stage, and I just want to show you a brief clip. Oh, there's no sound. Some of my work is humorous, and some is a bit funny, but in a sad way. And one thing that I really enjoy doing is making these little animations where I get to do the voiceover for all kinds of characters. I've been a bear. Hi. I've been a whale. Hi. I've been a greeting card. Hi. And my personal favorite is Frankenstein's monster. I just had to grunt a lot for that one. A few years ago, I made this educational video about the history of video games. And for that one, I got to do the voice of Space Invader. Hi. A dream come true, really. And when that video was posted online, I just sat there on the computer hitting refresh, excited to see the response. The first comment comes in, great job. Yes. I hit refresh. Excellent video. I look forward to the next one. This was just the first of a two-part video. I was going to work on the second one next. I hit refresh. Where's part two? Where? I need it now. People other than my mom were saying nice things about me on the internet. It felt like I had finally arrived. I hit refresh. His voice is annoying, no offense. Okay, no offense taken. Refresh. Could you remake this without peanut butter in your mouth? Okay, at least the feedback is somewhat constructive, right? Hit refresh. Please don't use this narrator again, you can barely understand him. Refresh. Couldn't follow because of the Indian accent. Okay, two things. Number one, I don't have an Indian accent, I have a Pakistani accent, okay? And number two, I clearly have a Pakistani accent. And there I was. It was going so well, I felt. I felt that like everybody was laughing at the right jokes and they were engaged, except right about the halfway point about how I conquered my stuttering, I began to stutter. And I froze. And I've stuttered for as long as I can remember. It has defined most of my life and most of my childhood. It has made so many simple experiences so painful, even introducing myself at the reception today, really painful for me. And so as a child, I often felt really voiceless. I've had many years of speech therapy. I'm doing okay. I've had many years of speech therapy. And I remember arguing with my speech therapist once when she told me that her job was not to help me stop stuttering, but help me accept that I stutter. And I was like, look, I accept that I stutter. I would just like to stop doing it. And so back to the talk on the stage, eventually I was able to compose myself and go on. I probably stumbled for like 30 seconds, but it felt like 15 years. And so when the talk was posted online, they edited everything out. If you watch the talk, I'm like, wow, that guy speaks well. But the damage in my mind was already done. Like I went there to prove to myself that I was in control of my voice. but this experience, it proved otherwise. And I regretted actually doing the talk at all, because it was just a reminder how my voice does not do what I want it to do. Anyway, so moving on, failures of the past year behind me, we're on to 2017, and this was the year where I became an American citizen. Look at me, so full of hope, so naive, right? And they give you this little flag at the ceremony, and I've like held on to it. It's actually in the gallery upstairs, this flag. This flag is a prized possession. It's made in China. And this was the year I also became a parent. That's my mini-me. Thank you, I worked so hard. And here she is with her 2 Almos. And the rest of the presentation is really just photos of my daughter. You thought I was kidding. It really is just photos of my daughter. And here's my daughter with my mom on her first birthday. It's my daughter's first birthday, not my mom's. My mom is slightly older than 1. Anyway, so it's the year 2017, and I'm a parent, and I'm doing a lot of the parent stuff, right? And I'm also thinking like, what can I teach my daughter? And so what parts of me can be passed on to her, and what parts of me might be lost in translation. I'm thinking a lot about how my daughter would know America is her only home. And it's making me wonder about the kind of relationship that she will have, she's going to have with the culture that I come from. I'm a Pakistani American. I'm an immigrant. I'm a Muslim. And all those aspects of my identity make me who I am, and I want to pass all that culture and the language and the wonderful things that come with that on to my daughter. At the same time, I'm also thinking about the whole idea of fatherhood. I come from a long line of manly men. It's people who don't show much emotion, and they speak in grunts, just like Batman. And so like I'm thinking I'm an artist and I'm a designer. Maybe I can design a different experience for my daughter. If she's the user, how would I design this experience for her? I like to design stuff. And I want to be. I'm thinking that I want to be a father who is actually engaged in her life. I want to be an actual caregiver. I want to be there for her. And I keep thinking, I can do this. I'm a designer, I can figure it out. And at this point, I'm writing a lot of notes for myself. Many for myself and some for my daughter, and that's how I'm trying to make sense of things. I've never been an anxious person, but I'm realizing that I'm actually becoming one. And so generally how I've used art is it's been a way for me to make sense of things. I feel that art is my voice, and it speaks for me at times when I can't speak for myself. But at this point, I was not able to make much art at all, and all those anxieties were just piling up in my head. It's part of the talk. I want everybody to be anxious as I feel. So if you're feeling anxious, this is called performance art. Okay. Okay. And now my phone is buzzing too. So I was not able to make much art at all at this point, and all of those anxieties were just piling up in my head. And so being a parent is a full-time job. And you know what else is a full-time job? A full-time job. And that leaves me absolutely no time for making art, but I keep thinking, I can figure this out, I can do this. And so fast forward to 2020. It's the year that needs no introduction. And so this is early 2020. And at this point in my life, I'm a parent to a 3-year-old, and I have not made any art in years. And even if I had any desire to make art, I was too busy. I was too busy being a parent to find the time and the energy and the confidence to make something that I felt was actually that was worth putting out into the world. And then came the pandemic. And so people who were quarantined at home, they seemed to be split into two groups. Like some of my friends were like, I have so much time, I'm learning French. I have so much time, I'm making bread. I, on the other hand, was in Zoom meetings while trying to raise a child and not lose my damn mind. I did not learn any French. I think that being a parent is hard enough as is, and artist combined with that, and the pandemic, it just really tipped things over the edge for me. And for the sake of time, I'm just going to skip over some slides because I can go on and on about 2020. You know, let's skip this one, let's skip this one, let's skip. Oh, let's stop here, yeah. And so at this point of the pandemic, I had kind of given up on the idea of making art altogether. And my art is my voice, and I was once again beginning to feel like I did not have a voice. It was a fairly miserable time. I have a photo of myself from that time. This is all a true story. I'm not making this up. And so there was this one day that year I remember when my family was out and I was by myself. I was trying not to feel sorry for myself. And so I remember coming across a recipe for a cake. It was this one. I remember where I was, I remember the time of the day, I remember what I was wearing, I remember what the weather, I don't remember the weather, but I remember the other things. And I just could not get this cake out of my head, that image. I kept thinking, I feel so miserable, but I bet eating that cake would make me feel better. And it's not like I had baked anything before, I just needed to know if it would work. Like if it tasted as good as it looked, look at it. And so I made the peach cake. This is the one I made. It was the first time I had ever made a cake, and you know what? It tasted really good, and it did make me feel better. I was like, wow, I've got something here. I can fix this. And so I made more cakes. And even more cakes. I began trying new things with them, and I ate all of them. They were all delicious, every single one of them. I would give my family a little bit, but the rest was mine. I was trying new flavors and new techniques, even making up my own recipes in the process. It slowly became something that I actually got creative with. It was, I was making my own versions of the recipes that I was coming across, and it also became something that I could involve my daughter in. It was like actually being creative again, but except this art was delicious. And this was also around the same time that I came across the work of the artist Lenka Clayton. And her work in particular called An Artist Residency in Motherhood. Now, Lenka Clayton has made all kinds of works, but I just want to talk about this one because it's very important. This is a work from that series, and it's called Objects Removed from My Son's Mouth on Safety Grounds. And yes, that's a cigarette butt over there. Yes, yes. But the one that I really want to talk about, the one that excites me every time I think about it, is a video series. This one is called The Distance I Can Be From My Son. And I just want you to watch it, and then I want to talk about why it had the impact on me that it did. Right? I could not stop thinking about this work. It's a whole series. She's done this whole series in different places, how far she can be from her son. And here was actually somebody who was just being a parent. You know, she was just being a parent. And she found a way to make really moving work about just being a caregiver. And I had never seen anything like it before. And I was like, damn, like, what can I steal from her? And I can't emphasize enough how much it changed the way that I look at my work. It's like the first time you listen to Radiohead and you know nothing will ever be the same again. It was this work. And after I looked at everything that she had ever made, I had actually forgotten one of the most basic things about being a designer and an artist. And I feel that a good project, it needs well-defined constraints. It needs specs. Because without it, anything is possible, and that means nothing. Like if you set yourself some constraints, then you've got a project. And so I thought, I just need to be realistic about what I can do in the situation that I'm in. What can I make in those constraints? I needed to design a framework that worked for my practice. And then I just had to trust the process and see what comes out of it. And over time, I designed a program for myself called the Self-Imposed Residency. I needed, it's a residency where I stay at home. I stay at home because it's hard to leave home. It's hard to get accepted into residencies. And so I stay at home and I take time off from work and I decide what time to wake up, what time to eat, what to read, what to watch, when to go for a walk, when to sleep, when to shower, and what can I make in the time that I have in that residency time, and how can I make something that I still feel good about. So I began to use this method, and I tried it for a couple of years. And everything that I have made, and everything that is up there in the gallery, and everything that I'm going to show you, comes out of these week-long or 5-day-long residencies where I work on something, and then the rest of the year I just spend pushing it a little bit forward. And then I wait for the next residency, and then I work intensely, and then I just push it a little bit forward. And so after making and eating a lot of cakes, and stealing from artists who are moms, and working within these like well-defined constraints through the self-imposed residency, I felt like I was ready to make art again. This was a couple of years ago, where I felt like I had a few things to say again, and I found a way to say them. And this video that I want to show you, it was like a teaser that I made for Instagram for my show that I had with two other amazing artists, Anne Martin and Chris Jagman. And in many ways, I feel this is the show that it saved my art practice. If it was not for that show, I would not be making the work that I'm making today. So I just want to show you the teaser that I had made.
The past few years have been challenging and slowly took away my will to create art. And when I was at a very low point, I started making cakes. Not because I thought I would enjoy baking, but because I was convinced that eating cake would make me feel better. In that process, I started experimenting with making Pakistani versions of cake recipes that I came across. Partly because I wanted to show my 4-year-old daughter that those flavors can be incredible, but also because it was nice to just be creative again. It felt like making art just for me and my daughter in a way that also honors where we come from. My daughter now insists on helping when I bake. Having made and eaten copious amounts of cakes over the past 2 years or so, I'm making art again. And actually I have a show that is opening today. It's delicate balance between sugar and pain.
And this is a photo with my daughter from that show, and this is a very special photo to me. This is a very special photo because I was finally beginning to figure out how to keep making art, and that's my daughter. And so And so then, as part of making the work, I went back to all of the notes that I had been like taking in the time that I was not making any art from the past many years, all the anxieties and the fears that I was just sitting on, and I began to organize them. Like, I feel like as a designer, like the first part of anything that you do is that you take the information and you begin to figure out how can I organize this information, and I began to organize them in a way where I could maybe take my my anxieties and make them into some kind of a chart that I could figure out with an anxiety. Be better in the future? Would it be more? Would it be less? And this led to a series of works called The Anxieties of an Immigrant Father. And the anxieties are all addressed to my daughter. And they rise and fall based on my daughter's age as I make assumptions about whether something is going to make me less or more anxious in the future. And some of the anxieties are just like underlying, just like this stay constant. And some of them actually rise over time based on my daughter's age. And I began to play with the concept. I began to figure out like, I can actually begin to tell like stories in such a simple format in the time that I have. I can make 2 lines and I can take charcoal and make a chart. I can do that in the time that I have, but can I tell stories with that? And as I felt like I was figuring out that I can tell stories with this in a way where it starts somewhere and then I made another chart. And then I made another chart. And then another one. And that felt like a pretty good ending, okay? So just like a nice story ending, but you need like a strong finish to a story. Like, okay, this feels like there is a mini story within like a larger story. And this entire series is upstairs. I have not shown the full work before. This is the first time that I'm showing the entire series. And I feel I should also plug my book. Like all of these are in a book available at the store. Yeah. Okay. And the next project that I want to talk about, this is a very special project. I was trying to figure out this thing that so my mom speaks to me in Punjabi, which is a regional language in Pakistan, and I respond back to her in Urdu, which is the national language of Pakistan. I speak to my daughter in Urdu, which is the national language of Pakistan, and she responds back in English. And my mother and my daughter can't speak to each other. And they only communicate in smiles and hugs. And over the course of just a single generation, like Punjabi is a lost language in my family. And I was trying to figure out like, how did it happen that like 3 generations of our family live in Arizona and yet we all speak different languages? So I wanted to make sense of, can I tell this history to my daughter and how would I do it? And I want to share the work that I made. I wrote a letter to my daughter in the form of a history lesson that this is the history of her family. In the time and the resources that I have, I can write a letter and I can record my voice and I can put it on tape. I can do that. So that was another work that I made that I'm going to show you a little bit of. It's a short clip. I think this is like a 3-minute long.
It started around 400 years ago with the arrival of a boat in what is now known as South Asia. The people in this boat looked like the sun reflected light off their skin, just like a glowing moon. They said they were here for our benefit, and we believed them. We gave them a place to stay and spices to trade. They had nice things like potatoes, tomatoes, weapons, and armies. And they said we could have these nice things, but not all of us, just our kings and queens. Yes, it's true, we were once our own kings and queens. Over time, our kings and queens, but let's be honest, it's mostly our kings who deserve the blame here, began to settle disputes on the backs of the armies of the glowing moon people. So they brought in even more armies. Eventually, they brought in enough armies that they did not need our kings and queens anymore. And so they declared what was ours was theirs, and what was theirs was also theirs. We laughed nervously. They took our food and made it their own. They took our jewels, resources, freedom, and agency. They tried to take our mangoes, but good luck. Those mangoes won't grow anywhere else. The joke was on them. They told us what to wear and how to speak. They taught us how to play cricket, and we liked that very much. They enslaved us, and this we did not like as much. They gave us chai, and we held on to it for dear life. Some of us rose up and fought them, but no one remembers their names now. They made us fight in their wars, and when they got tired of us and eventually left, they made us fight each other. Neighbors turned on their neighbors. Families were separated. Many of us died, too many really. One country became two, India and Pakistan, and then eventually three, including Bangladesh. We were heartbroken, but life went on. We sang patriotic songs and waved our new flags. We found democracies, only to have them dismantled by dictators. This happened over and over again. Because we needed more than just chai to survive, many of us tried our luck elsewhere. We were not really welcome anywhere, but we tried to make new homes anyway. And that's exactly what I did, just like my father and his father before him. Moving from one place to the next, all of us trying to find a place to belong to. A lot of life happened, but most of that feels irrelevant because somewhere between trying to make a new home in Arizona and feeling like I did not belong anywhere, I met your mother. We fell in love, ate delicious food, and talked about our favorite podcasts. We went on walks, road trips, and to the grocery store. We got married, and your mother's dog went on to become my dog. Then you came along, and James became your dog too. You see, so much had to happen to get us to this current moment where every Saturday afternoon I sit at the dining table across from Ami, your grandmother, with you in my lap. We drink chai and we eat Pakistani mangoes. Ami does not understand anything you say, but you two find a way to communicate anyway. And we talk about how your nose looks exactly like mine.
I was the model in that video because I didn't have anybody else close to me at the time. Okay. And the next work that I would like to talk about is one where another example of the kind of work that I'm able to make. Like, so I try to teach my daughter Urdu all the time. It's a thing. It's an ongoing process. She understands me, but she can't speak it. So I thought, like, all right, I can do something with this. I can make a work of art based on this, where I'm trying to teach her some words that I've picked, and we can have a conversation about them. So I'll show you a brief clip from that conversation and the work that I've made.
Baba, can you hear me through your headphones?
So we have 22 words that we will go over, okay?
Number 1, khali.
Khali.
Khali. Ever gonna tell what it means?
Do you know what khali means?
Empty.
It means empty. Good job.
Number 2, tanha. What's it?
Lonely or alone.
Tanha means lonely or alone.
So if I'm ever feeling alone, what should I do?
You should go sit with someone and ask them what's their name if you don't know them, and then you could start talking to them.
Yeah, good answer.
Number 5, udas.
Do you know what utasa means? It means bigoted.
Bigoted.
Or it means someone who does not like somebody else because of the color of their skin.
That's racist. Number 6, watan. Watan means country.
Is it difficult to speak with them?
A little, because I'm really used to English, and I learned English first, so it's a little bit tricky.
Yeah. You can ask.
Do you get angry when you teach me Urdu and I just say gibberish?
A little bit. Sometimes I think I get frustrated. Maybe sometimes I get angry, but I get frustrated when you reply in gibberish and everything. Yeah.
Number 10, hak means right.
Do you know what right means?
Right means you're right. Like if someone says, if you say, is that a pig? And it is a pig.
So this right is something that you deserve, so that things are fair. So you know how everybody deserves to go to school?
Or everybody deserves to eat candy sometime?
Yes.
Number 11, jute.
What does jute mean?
Lie.
Right, good.
Number 15, buzdil. Buzdil means someone that is afraid.
Can you tell me, what are you afraid of?
Being alone.
Yeah.
What are you afraid of?
I guess I get a bit afraid that when I die, there will be no one in our family who speaks Urdu anymore. Little bit, not a big fear.
I'll try to speak as much Urdu as I can.
Thank you. Thank you.
Number 20, Mahajur.
Mahajur means immigrant.
Immigrant?
Do you know what immigrant means?
No.
Immigrant is somebody who was maybe born in a different country and then they come and live in another country. You know how I was born in Pakistan,
Yeah.
but now I live in America?
You might not know how to say it. If you don't know how to say it, just say Pakistan.
It's Pakistan. Okay, so I'm an immigrant.
Yeah.
Are you an immigrant?
Nope.
So I know that learning Urdu is hard, but I want you to know that I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for trying, and I know you tried very hard. So I want to say thank you for that.
You're welcome, but after Urdu class, you're usually a little frustrated. I know you. I hear you.
I'm so proud of you. And you replied in Urdu. That's so nice. Thank you for doing that.
Okay. You're welcome. You usually speak Urdu too.
But what am I speaking right now?
English.
Is that weird?
Yes.
Can you hear that I have an accent?
I can't tell that you have an accent.
What is an accent, do you know?
The accent is like how you sound from a different place. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
So as an immigrant, I feel that anybody who's an immigrant, you are asked to reduce yourself in like all kinds of small and big ways all the time. And the work that I'm making is just a way of trying to resist that. And the work is just saying that I was here, I existed, I spoke this language, and that's all that the work is. But the more that I try to hold on to that, the more it becomes clear that it's a losing battle. And I was trying to give a name to that feeling, like no matter what I do is not good enough and that it will all eventually go away. And it feels like a force that is trying to erase my existence. And exploring that idea, it led to the Institute, the Unrequited Love Institute. It's the name I gave to the idea that no matter how much I try to resist being erased, there are forces at play that are much bigger than me. The Institute is a place that does not apologize for wanting to erase immigrants. And with that little nugget of an idea, it just snowballed into what we have at the museum today. and so there are scientists in lab coats, there are Zoom meetings, there are testimonials, and there are videos like this one.
Hi. Are you tired of feeling like you don't belong? Do you feel out of place, no matter how hard you try to fit in? Hi, I'm Dr. Tom K. Winneman.
And I'm Dr. Stephen Miller. Together, we've developed a revolutionary system to bring clarity, compliance, and belonging. Starting over in a new place can be overwhelming.
It can feel awful, but it doesn't have to be that way. At the Unrequited Love Institute, we take your unique story and systemize it into a structured path for integration.
And we give you free deodorant.
And so I felt that if I can take that idea and if I can begin to actually make jokes about it or make fun of it, maybe I would be able to deal with it a bit better. And that's how the idea for the Institute began, and it just snowballed into one thing after the next, and we went to great lengths to figure out how can we make an institute that feels like it's an actual institute, where we thought about every single kind of a detail that goes into it. And obviously, if you're going to make a video that feels like a late night infomercial from the 80s or 90s, then you've got to have ads too. You've just got to have ads. Ads like this one.
Working too hard for too little money. Do you have 4 jobs but still can't afford toothpaste? Did your doctor ghost you because you don't have insurance? Are you hungry? Are your teeth falling out? Is the planet melting but no one seems to mind? That's okay. You don't need help. You need this. It's not just a hat. It's a solution. Just wear it. Don't ask questions. Look at how beautiful it is. Look at how quiet it makes you feel inside. The hat will fix it. The hat will fix it. The hat will fix it. The hat will fix it.
I can't tell you how much I love that video. I know I'm over time. I just want to say like 2 more things. Okay, okay, one, as my ability to make things is very limited. I can only do so much. And the work up there is the Institute. It's a massive project that took a year, and it is the result of working with a very capable team. And so, as so many people came together to make the work what it is, and so many people have actually helped me over the years in all kinds of small and big ways. And this list is not comprehensive, but if it were not for these people, I would not be giving this talk. And the second thing that I want to say is that in so many of these presentations, especially the ones that I watch and Stupid TED Talks, is that it's so easy to stick to a happily ever kind of a narrative that I was struggling, I worked hard like a bro, and now I live happily ever after. And that is simply not true. I feel that the task of finding my voice and the task of finding the time and energy to make room for my voice is a daily process. Every day I have to remind myself why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I have to remind myself that I make art so that I can make something beautiful for my kids in a decaying world. And some days I'm able to do that, and some days I'm not. And I'm learning how to be okay with that. And that keeps me going. And I want to close this talk with a very short video that my daughter wanted you to watch.
Hello everyone.
Thank you.